I'm sorry, I was AFK and I didn't realize I still had the intro BGM muted. Anyway, hi, it's Twi. Hello, guys. Let me post in the Discord. I'm sorry, I had to run to the bathroom. I just wanted to get the waiting room online. All right. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Hope you guys are doing good. Hello. Oh! That's me. I heard myself. Oops. Today we also Mario Kart for the first time in a while. I just wanted something chill, not named Ballotro, because that game is currently in the process of ruining my life. I figured it would be nice to at least socially do something else for a bit. I've been playing too much, dude. It's like I got gold stake on one deck, and then I was like, what if I did that, but again? And then I didn't. And now I'm like, what if I do that, but all of them? What if I do the completionist thing? You know how many hours it's gonna take me to gold stake everything, dude? I'm addicted, man. It's over. I got projects that I have to do, but then at the same time, it's like Ballotro is there, you know? I'm fine, but I've been playing a lot though. I do want to do the complete. What's it called? Completionist Plus, I think. Whatever the thing is called, where you gold stake every deck. I think I'm probably gonna end up going through and trying my best to do that. Oh, I also forgot. I should be posting my friend code if I want to let people join. That's a thing that I should be doing. Okay. Let me hide this really quick. Look. Speedrun. I'm not gonna make it back in time for the race. What am I doing? Oh, I can't even find myself. It's like, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. The speed. Oh, I made it back in time for the race. Look, oh, I managed to get them both. Thank God for good typing speed. I ever tell you guys? I don't know if I ever talked about it on stream, but I remember quite a while back, one of my VTuber friends, Mie, she like made a post on. I think it's like one of the first times I ever interacted with Mie actually. Was she made a post like seeing if anybody could out type her words per minute on, I think it was like Monkey Type or something, you know, one of the typing speed websites. I think it was Monkey Type. She would like draw them, do a drawing for them for free or something, and it was fast. She had a good time. It was somewhere in the 140s. But I pushed myself, and I think it was the fastest I ever got. It was like, I want to say my time was, or my words per minute was like 152 or 153. I don't remember which. Maybe it was higher even. I'm thinking it might be in the high 150s, but I can't remember. I just remember I was grinding it all. This is quite a while back. I think over a year ago now. But I just remember grinding it for like a couple hours, and finally, I don't think I ever had a 150 before that. Because I also used to suck at Monkey Type as a website, dude. I don't know if you guys have ever tried doing typing speed websites, but it can be like such a different experience based on what you pick. Because like if you do the classic like Type Racer, for example, Type Racer, it gives you like a real excerpt from something. So, you know, there's grammar involved. It like formulates a coherent like passage of reading, whereas Monkey Type, it's just a bunch of random words back to back to back with no punctuation. So it's literally like you have to train your brain to not think about it in the sense of like being a real like thing to be reading, and more so just like you just gotta react to whatever words are showing up and go as fast as you can. It's just a different experience, I guess. third? That was a nice comeback. Shee! Yeah, I definitely... It took me a while to get used to monkey type. Monkey type was hard. Terminants and prepositions that you're just used to mixing with... Yeah, that's true, that's true. I also definitely think that I have a thing where I'll kind of like anticipate where a passage is going as I'm reading. Like, you know, mentally I kind of go a little bit ahead of where my eyes are. And then, you know, it's not by much, but like, you know, obviously I had to like unlearn that habit for monkey type specifically, because it was like, there is no predicting what's next. It's just random words. Like, you just gotta know. You just have to react. But I want to see if I can find this again. This must be so buried. But you know what? I don't use Twitter much, so maybe I can find it, because I know it was on Twitter, and I don't use Twitter that much, so surely it won't take that long to scroll back like a year. Okay, where are we? This is December. It's earlier than December, I know that. Okay, September. Oh, this is back when I was like posting all my streams on Twitter. Oh, I need to drive. Ah! I missed my startup boost. By the way, my other goal for today is to get 10,000 rated on Mario Kart. We're at like 9,750 right now. So I'm already most of the way there. I used to be over 10,000 back before I was Twi, and then, you know, slowly but surely over the past like year, you know, we hop on every now and again. I've been trying to make my way back up to my former glory, and we're like pretty much there. It's kind of home stretch now, which is nice, because I don't talk to him as much as I used to. I think that he's just been a lot more busy. But one of my OG friends from when I was playing Pokemon a lot, that, you know, is also very into VTubing, so I talk to him still about stuff after the move. Because, you know, there's a lot of my Pokemon friends that I kind of stopped talking to as much when I switched to VTubing, just because I'm not playing competitively anymore, and, you know, I don't know, they would understand everything. I think I've been saying like I'm gonna reach back out to them soon, but aside from that, right, this one friend is very into VTubers. You know, back before I was a VTuber, we would talk about stuff all the time. So we still hang out. And he's a beast at Mario Kart, bro. He's way better than me. I think he was much closer to like 20,000 rating, which is a lot harder than 10,000. He played a lot and he was good. And so I would always end up playing Mario Kart with him. And we would get thrown into these lobbies just full of like absolutely goated, usually Japanese or French players for some reason. I don't know why. All the Mario Kart goats are from France and Japan. Oh, I'm gonna get last. This is so sad. No! Minus 18! Oh! That's like one whole good race I have to do to make that back. It's actually not even that bad. I don't even lose that much, honestly. That is one thing that's nice about still being like a relatively normal rating, is that you don't lose that much for every win. Because I've played enough ELO based games where I get really high up, and it sucks when you have to win like 5 or 6 games to undo like one loss. That's like the worst feeling, man. Okay, let me see. I think I'm approaching the right era. Question mark. Unless I went past it already. I'm trying my best. Oh, I found when I was number 1 on the ladder as garlic bread winner on Pokemon Showdown. Hell yeah. Let's go, garlic bread winner. What else is on here, dude? Where is this typing thing, bro? How long ago was this? Gotta be approaching the right timeline. Maybe not. Maybe it's still further down. Dude, this is ancient. How did I dig up the memories of me like grinding typing speed? I'm trying to find this interaction I had with Mie like over, I think it's legit been like a full year, a full calendar year since that happened. But I want to know what my record was now. I'm so curious what my monkey type speed was. Because I know it was my first time getting 150 words per minute on anything when I did that. To be fair, that was the first time I grinded monkey type, and I think that when you get used to it, it's actually like a little bit easier to get higher words per minute when you don't have to do like capitalization and punctualizing and stuff. Especially because I'm a menace and I type with caps lock and not tabs, so it overall like it kind of requires more careful attention from me to have to do caps and stuff. Do you guys do that, by the way? Do you guys use tab or caps lock? Because I feel like basically everybody I've ever met uses tab. But I don't know, man. I grew up clicking the caps lock button. It makes sense. Even though it's like less efficient, in my head it makes sense, so I just do it. Yeah, I remember, I think before I tried monkey type, I had probably like a 145 or somewhere in that vicinity words per minute on Type Racer as my best. I still distinctively remember there is a really, really old thing that I had. This gotta be like at least 4 years ago, I think. It was like back when Among Us was popular. The reason I remember that is because I think the streamer that I'm thinking of, I think it was like 5UP or something, who I have not... I think he's still around, but I haven't thought about him since Among Us is... Oh! I suck. I was trying to get around the dude with the red shells. Anyway, he had like a sponsored stream by Type Racer, and I just remember I joined it. I absolutely cooked him. Like I got like 140 something, and he was like... And the thing was, like, if you beat him, you were supposed to get, like, a channel sub or whatever. And so, I dropped in, I got, like, 140 words per minute. And he was like, oh, this guy's a Type Racer, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? This guy just spends all day playing Type Racer. And I'm like, bro, I haven't played Type Racer seriously ever. I'm just too goated. I'm too speedy. I convinced him that I was like out here just grinding my typing speed. Well, that's just how I'd be operating, dude. I think I'm just really fast at typing because I started using computers when I was like 3. So I just grew up with it. You know what I mean? It's like so muscle memory. Okay, I found it. Oh, I must have been faster than I thought. Mie got a 152, and I got a 156. Okay, damn, 156. That's actually pretty fast. I didn't realize that the time to beat was already above 150. Sheesh. I must have grinded hard for that, dude. 156, that's actually hard. That's like really fast. Kind of surprised. That's like... Yeah, I mean, I guess I was right. I was thinking it was... Initially, I thought it was like barely 150, and then I was like, maybe it's higher 150. It's true. Over 2.5 words per second. Yeah. That's decently fast, you know? We do a little typing. I think part of why... I think it's a better speed than it sounds like in some ways, too. Because I don't actually type optimally. Like, I'm pretty sure the fastest way to type is to use pretty much all your fingers, right? Like, you use 4 fingers on each hand. Maybe use a thumb for spacebar, and then everything else you're doing with, like, all 4 fingers, depending, like, what keys you need to hit. I don't do that. I do not do that. Usually, I do almost everything with just 2 fingers on each hand. So, like, I'll use my index and my middle finger for basically everything, and then I might use my other fingers for like caps lock or enter or space, backspace. You know, the stuff that's like really far out of the way. But for pretty much every letter, I just use 2 fingers on each hand. Which I don't think is optimal, But it also is just easy. I don't have to think. I just you know, I just click clack with my 2 fingers. Maybe I like doing it that way because all of the rhythm games that I've done that are keyboard based, I use 2 fingers on one hand or both hands. And so my index and my middle finger are just like that sharp. Maybe that, I've never thought about it that way, but that might be why I can type that much faster with that strategy comparatively. Also, yes, I am a caps lock main. Point and left. I clicked the button twice for capitals instead of once. I just, like I said, I've been on computers for like my whole life, and growing up, you know, I used the caps lock button for caps because I'm a kid. Like, that's intuitive. Oh, the double red shell. Ooh, I still won. Let's go. I needed that because I got 2 terrible races in the past 2. Yeah, I don't know. I just grew up using caps lock, so I just find it like more intuitive. I know it's slower, but like I don't care. I like using caps lock. Oh wow, that 1 win like offset both losses. We're so back. Yeah, good old typing though. How many people actually replied to Mie with a faster time? Let me see. So it was me. Somebody posted 30 words per minute. I love people who still are willing to do the like typing speed test even though they know they're like really slow at typing. It's admirable. 154. Okay. Do it a couple times. What is this? Okay, like 80 average. 53. There's actually a lot of people that post even though they don't have like that fast of a speed. Is 150 like way more insane than I think it is? Still need to learn to shift for like half of special characters. Like, well, yeah, I do use shift for the stuff that you have to use shift for, obviously. It's just that mentally when I think to go for capitalizing, caps lock is right there. Like, it sounds stupid, or like it sounds like it'd be a lot slower, but the keys are literally right next to each other. Like, it's not like it makes that big of a difference to go for caps lock instead. With going for typing speed, the real like bad optimization of caps lock is it's a lot easier, I think, to accidentally like type a letter before you untoggle caps lock or stuff like that on parentheses, or not parentheses, on what's it called, like cap sensitive scoring systems in terms of accuracy. That can be where it's like a lot harder to do than just having to release at the right time. I feel like is more consistent. But who cares? You know what? I type fast anyway. I wonder like what percentile 156 words per minute would be. Like how fast actually is that? Because I know it's like above average by a decent bit, but I don't know by how much. Because I know people go a lot faster than that, too. So it's like, I don't know. I'm curious. Also, I just threw a bomb off a cliff. Let's go. Boom. Top quartile? Oh, for sure. I think so. I think it would be in the top 25% of people. I would hope so, dude. I literally like live on a computer. If I was not in that category, I feel like that would kind of be surprising. Just because of how much time I spend at a computer in my life, you know what I mean? I don't know, that would be like if you go running every day for like 20 years and you're not in like the top quartile of like average people, including everybody. It's not like that would actually be a big deal, but it would be kind of surprising. Oh! Why was that like Vine stock so solid? I'm trolling! No! Okay. Logging. Here we go. Oh, golden into a bullet? Alright. We gotta spam this out so I can get my bullet online as fast as possible. Come on! Go! Go, Rosalina, go! Oh, it's so cooked. Oh, I'm getting 10th, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, 9th? Okay, 9th. That's like 1 better than 10th. Among people who use computers frequently. Okay, maybe. What percentile is 156 words per minute typing speed? I hate Google AI Overview, bro. Google AI Overview is just the most useless feature ever. Like, it literally, right here, a typing speed of 156 words per minute puts you in the top 20% of typists. And then later down in its same prompt of saying, you know, 156 is strong and fast, it's not among the fastest, it also goes, a speed of 120 is considered within the top 1% of typists, according to HackMD. Wait, pick your source, bro. Pick your source. If you're going to summarize, how are you going to be like, oh yeah, you're simultaneously way above what qualifies for the top 1% and also just in the top 20%? Like, what does that mean? Monkey type words per minute distribution. Does this exist? I want to know the statistics of how fast people type. 19th May 2025. We conducted a large-scale survey in March 25 with over 56,000 volunteers. Okay. I don't know what they're... Oh, okay, well, this is... This is so fake. Nah. This has to be wrong. You're telling me that this group took 56,000 students aged 7 to 28, so you know that they probably are writing assignments on computers and stuff, right? And literally only 4 people out of 56,000 in this study had above 80 words per minute. This study is fake. This study is fake, bro. In the year 2025, that's not possible. Bro, I don't believe that. That's cap. Your Honor, that's cap. That one's not even like an AI summary. I went to a forum and somebody cited like a website and it showed me that and I'm like, man, ain't no way. So using typist as a cat, maybe, but like the summary differentiated a professional typist as usually hovering towards 180 words per minute, which is true. That's correct. So I guess, you know, it depends, but like I think that those summaries are just 99 times out of 100 garbage. I wish that I could turn it off. You really gotta pick your population. Lots of people use phones and can't type on a computer. I guess that's true nowadays. A lot of people come up on like mobile devices more so than like computers, I guess. But still, like, you know, when I was in school not that long ago, like they make you do work on like little laptops and they had like computer labs and stuff. There was lots of like typed assignments. I mean, I know that I'm definitely not the fastest texter. I'm far from the slowest texter either. I think I'm like a very moderate speed of texting because I just use my thumbs. I mean, to be fair, I think that's normal though, actually. I think it's normal to just use your thumbs for texting, but I don't be texting that much. You know, most of my friends are on Discord, so I just end up typing most of the time unless I'm out for some reason. For the most part. I wonder what my words per minute would be on mobile. Probably like 60. Realistically, probably like 60. Oh yeah, no, this study is fake. This study is hella fake. All right, you know how I know this? There's just no way, dude. They have a separate category here: back office workers, age group 21 to 54. So these are people who work in an office, And it was still only 8 people over 80 words per minute. Programmers average typing speed, age group 17 to 49, 20 people over 80 words per minute. No, I disagree. There is no way. This study has to be biased in some way. I know that like your average programmer is probably above 80 words per minute, dude. That's not that fast. There's just no shot. There's no shot, dude. I don't know where they pulled those people out of. Maybe their fingers are like paralyzed. Maybe only one arm works. It's hard for them to type, but like, nah. Those stats seem just wrong, man. There's no way. If I had to do a job that was entirely revolving around typing stuff, and I could not type above 80 words per minute, bro, that would be... I mean, that would just be tough, you know? That's like so inefficient. I don't know how much time you would actually lose. Like, I wonder what the distribution of like time save realistically for a programmer would be if you could type like, let's say 120 words per minute opposed to like 80, right? Because hypothetically you're typing 50% faster, but you have to actually like, a lot of it is like mentally thinking through what you have to type, I imagine, more so than just raw inputting a bunch of stuff. So it probably isn't actually 50% time save or anything, but still like a decent amount, you know? Oh, never mind, I'm chilling. Conspiracy, dude. They're trying to... Here, my new headcanon is that the person who conducted this survey is really slow at typing and they're insecure about it. So they purposely got a bunch of people. They curated 56,000 people somehow who all suck at typing. Just so that they could look good. This is my new headcanon. I'm about to win on coconut mauled. These guys are about to get coconut mauled. Send this to your Twi Knights to totally coconut maul them. Boom. I mean, it's the Mario Kart Wii tracks. I gotta be winning on the Mario Kart Wii tracks. That's what I grew up on, man. You know, I recently... Actually, like a week or two ago, I finished my Twi license on my Wii. So, I could consider re-downloading the like fan-hosted Mario Kart Wii servers and do a Mario Kart Wii like worldwide stream in the year 2025. Wouldn't that be crazy? I feel like I'd probably get absolutely boomed because like I'm pretty good, but like there are people who, you know, the fact that the servers are like fan hosted in a way that require like modding stuff, I think anyway, from what I remember, you know, it's one of those things where like only the sweatiest of sweats actually have that kind of stuff downloaded most of the time. Yo, 9 times out of 10, somebody who went through all of the hassle to do that for an old game, they're probably really good at it. But still, it would be fun. I haven't played Mario Kart Wii with the online stuff in a really long time, so it could be kind of neat. I do wonder if it would be possible to hook my Ethernet up to the Wii U, or if the Wii U didn't have Ethernet support back then, and I would just have to Wi-Fi it. Would be interesting. I'd have to figure out the logistics of it. But I am curious anyway. Could be kind of fun, or kind of fun as well, because I do have one of my EU friends also was into the same Mario Kart Wii YouTuber growing up as I was. And so like we didn't know like for the longest time, but like a couple years ago we were kind of bonding over it and playing a little bit again. I think he's the one in some ways that got me to buy a Nintendo Wii Classic controller, which is basically, it's not necessary at like the higher end of Mario Kart Wii stuff, but I mean it's very recommended, you know what I mean, having a good controller. I kind of like the Nintendo Wii Pro Controller. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one before, because I think that a lot less games supported it or had reason to use them back then. But the like defining feature of it, in my eyes anyway, is that it has not like a circular sort of like base for the joystick. But you know the joystick, there's like a bit of like a rounded kind of divot in the controller where it sits. On the Nintendo Wii's Pro Controller, it's actually like, I think it's like a weird shape, like what's like a 7-sided polygon, like a septagon, heptagon? I don't remember which one. Heptagon, I think, but I could be wrong. So you can like aside. Oh, right, the tour thing, bro. I went for the shortcut instinctively. I played the original too much. The cool thing is that you can hear like the clickety clacks when you like move the joystick around in the controller. It's really satisfying. It's also like cool in the sense that you can have more consistent lineups for stuff because you can like base your angle off of the sort of like bumps in the controller holding. But the real cool part is that it has the clicky clacks, kind of like when you use a mechanical keyboard instead of like membrane, and you just like the sound of it. That's me with the Wii controller. Also, I got so lucky with that shock dodge, dude. Take second. You know what? I'm actually gonna grab it. I want to show you guys real quick. Hold on. Yo. Check this out. Listen to this. Dude, I love the sound. I love the sound of the sticks, man. It's so satisfying. It's got like the same like I don't know, like the same clicky sounds of like a mechanical keyboard on a controller. I've never seen that on like any other controller, and I love it. Damn, that's a lot of people voting Cheeseland, dude. What the heck? I don't even like Waluigi Pinball, but I mean, it's Waluigi Pinball. You have to vote for it. I like it, but I suck at it. Water. Okay, let me drink water. So true. Thank you, Ender. Let's see. Is it actually not going to be Cheeseland? Oh, it picked my sole Waluigi Pinball vote. Let's go. Yeah, like I'm doing the spinny stuff on this controller and there's like nothing. If you spin perfectly, there's no sounds. I like the clicky noise. Stuff like that is like so addictive for me. Like I remember back when I was in school, I used to always get like lightly told off because I would just be like, I don't know, clicking the back of my pen over and over, or like tapping my desk, or like I would just be doing stuff that makes like little noises that I found satisfying, completely subconsciously. I would not even notice that I was doing it until somebody called me out for it, and I'm like, oops. I still have stuff like that nowadays, actually. Where it gets me now is if I'm like recording for a song, and while I'm recording for a song, I like instinctively go to like crack my knuckles or something, and then I stop and I'm like, wait a second, that's gonna pick up on the recording, dude. No! I have to redo my takes. I like always end up doing stuff like that by accident. I can't help it. I just like the little tappy sounds. Oh! Wish they had the original Wario Stadium N64 with the jump that people would use the lightning bolt to mess with. Oh! Wait, I'm trying to remember. That one wasn't even just a fall, right? Wasn't there a thing where you could, like, get shocked on the track in a way that you would, like, fall earlier into the lap and, like, land on the track so you actually had to continue driving it? I don't know if I'm remembering that wrong, but if I am, like, that track is diabolical. I never actually got to play the N64 Mario Kart, but I kind of want to. I played, cause like I feel like my era was kind of the Wii, but I also played the SNES stuff a fair amount just because I at my babysitter's place growing up, she had an SNES there, so you know we would be playing that all the time. I played the OG Super Mario Kart a decent amount. But I never got to play a lot of, like, the N64 games, and I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff there. Primarily, I think Mario Kart 64 and just Super Mario 64 seemed, like, pretty fun. Four? Okay, 4. Not bad. Big tippy tapping, yes sir. Sometimes I think back to when I had my my blue Switch keyboards, because now I use a red Switch keyboard and it definitely still has the clickiness, and I like the feel so much better. Like, I've been using red Switch for years. It's definitely the best like regular mechanical Switch. But there is something to be said about like the like clackiness of the blue ones. They're like so loud in a good way. People use the bolt when someone was ahead in first. It would dunk them down and half. Yeah, oh my god, it is that one, dude. The thing is that Nintendo is like, especially on the mainstream stuff like Mario Kart and stuff like that, I feel like for years and years they've been moving like closer and closer towards just like babying people. Like, they don't like putting like stupid cheese stuff like that in the games anymore. They don't like having like random BS that in reality, as frustrating as it can be, is also like really fun and like adds variance in a lot of ways. I feel like it's very uncommon for stuff like that anymore. Like, one of my favorite parts about Mario Kart Wii, and why it's probably still my favorite Mario Kart, is just the fact that like there's so many unintended shortcuts and like mechanics in the game where it's like just broken enough that it actually is like perfect. There's like so much more opportunity to do different stuff, but it's not like game breaking in like frustrating ways per se, right? That kind of stuff is fun, and I think that it's fallen out of style a little bit. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, but I was rewatching the Mario Kart World Direct that they did, like specifically for the game. This is like a while back now. I just didn't get around to it until now. And you know, for single player at least now, you know, they even have like a rewind feature to help you like map out your routing. And for like time trial or like just sort of free driving, that's really dope. But they let you use it in the Grand Prix, which I think is really funny. Like, even though it doesn't like slow down the other racers, still, like if you like go for a shortcut and fall off and you just undo that in like 2 seconds, that just seems kind of funny to me. Well, I guess if you miss it twice in a row, you still get punished. I think the rewind was a cool feature though. There's a lot of stuff that definitely seems kind of cool about Mario Kart World. On the topic of that, by the way, when I was watching the direct for it, I saw something that immediately made me think, like, I can envision an exact YouTube video that's going to come out like 2 weeks after Mario Kart World is released, okay? Hear me out. Watch for this video in mid-June. So basically, right, they set it up so that when you're doing, like, custom rooms on Mario Kart World, you can choose your like races to be in an order where you have to like drive from one course to the next because it's like open world, right? You like complete a race and then you drive to the next racetrack and then go, right? So because you're allowed to do custom routing in between any of the tracks, somebody is gonna, after like a week or two, or maybe like a month because they need time to unlock stuff, I don't know, somebody is gonna calculate what is the longest possible way to have a Grand Prix where you have to drive the maximum distance between every single track, and then they're gonna do it. Somebody's gonna do that, bro. I can imagine there's gonna be one of those like video game like essay type channels that's gonna be like, you know, today we're finding out what the longest Grand Prix in Mario Kart World is, and then they're gonna go through the math and show you like all of the longest angles, and it's gonna take them like literally several hours in a row, and somebody's gonna sit there and do that just cause. I wonder how long it would actually be. I feel like it would be really long because it's like they made a whole open world game for like, I'm pretty sure the usual 32-ish tracks. So if you were to do that maximally, I feel like that is at least gotta be like 10 hours of mostly not even actually racing, just driving between the tracks. It could be longer. I feel like it could legit be longer than that too. But there's somebody will do it. Somebody out there will, man. Some YouTubers are crazy. Like, I remember watching, I think one of my favorite, like, gimmickier, like, game challenge videos I've seen is, Small Ant did a video where it was like, can you beat Pokemon Platinum without taking any damage? And the way he did it is that he would, every single time he beat a gym, he would take that as a save point, but he wasn't gonna like soft reset for good luck. He would just, you know, go through stuff, and if he took a point of damage, he had to go back to the last gym that he was at, right? And unironically, he realized, you know, he needed like level 100 Pokemon, so he got to the daycare, and then he literally biked up and down, like just in a straight line, driving the in-game bike up and down for 10 real-life hours straight. Just biked up and down for 10 hours on stream. Like, dude, who does that? And I was like, only one. He did it again later. There was one time where he did like a bunch of progress. Like, I'm pretty sure it was actually, he did like the 10 hours of biking. And then instead of doing more prep, he didn't want to, so he risked using an 80% accurate move, and he missed and took damage. So he had to bike for like 10 hours again. And then he risked it on the same 80% chance instead of just planning around it before biking again. But thankfully, he hit it the second time. But I was like, dude, some people just have like such incredible dedication towards the most like absurd possible things you could choose to put that level of energy into. I may never understand, but I will always respect, because that is just funny. Go, go, Rosa. Oh, wow, come on. How did he get the like the 8 power-up thing in like, weren't we in like 3rd and 4th? Am I tripping? Oh, first place is way out in front. Oh, I got griefed, dude. Damn. Yeah, I know. It's just crazy to see people do like self-imposed challenges like that, where it's just not even necessarily like actually making a super difficult strategy choice or like difficult mechanical ability. Like, the strategy is interesting and the video still would have been good if he just like, I don't know, used like cheats to put rare candies in the game, and then, you know, was like, okay, so here I would spend like all of this time biking up and down, but instead, you know, we're just gonna do this. But you know, he doesn't want to like cheese it for the video. He's like, I don't care, I'm just gonna bike for 10 hours. Which is just insane. Because, you know, like, for example, when people made Pokemon Emerald Kaizo as a game, they put some of the like berry bushes for like the berries that you can give your Pokemon, so you can like heal some HP in the battle, or like cure its poison or burn or whatever, stuff like that, right? And people realized, like, realistically, by far the most optimal strategy for every single run would be to take the berries, replant them, wait, reharvest them, and just redo that and get like a ton of berries. So the community just made like patches for the game where you would just get like 250 berries from one bush. Cause like why not, right? Or like using the rare candy and stuff. Because grinding is slow and boring, and it's not the part that's supposed to be hard. The part that's supposed to be the challenge is the like planning for the battles and stuff. You know what I mean? But I can always respect people who will like go above and beyond just for like the integrity of the challenge, for no reason other than why not? You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you got the time and you want the banger video, I respect it. I don't know how I would make 10 hours of biking up and down into any form of interesting content. I don't even think he was like media sharing it. I always liked watching the small ant media share videos where he would do a relatively monotonous game thing, like, you know, speed running cookie clicker, or like speed running the calculator. That was so dirty, dude. Like, I actually had a backup item behind me as well, but the ghost came just in time that I couldn't pull my shell out. Did you see that? That was so rude. Like, I had a banana, I had the shell ready on standby, and it like took it just before I got sniped, bro. That was crazy. Oh, check this green shell. Oh, the boomerang though. Got him. Got him. Whoa! These guys are shortcutting. All right, it's fine. I'm scared. All shadow. Don't hit me. Okay. Dude, stop stealing my stuff, man. This ghost has it out for me. Oh my god, 2 mushrooms as I get red shelled. No, oh my god, I can't believe that didn't fall. Ooh, that was crazy, dude. No, I missed the trick ramp. No. Okay, it's fine. Still 5th. It's not that bad. Oh man. Okay, I mean we're like inching up. I could try and get into a stronger lobby potentially, but also it's mostly just that this was kind of empty. Like I got 5th out of 10. Snowland. Wait, I like Snowland. Boom. No problem. A snack. Snack would be kind of nice. I ate lunch like right before I hopped on today. Not like right before, but pretty early. I had just my usual, just chicken, rice, broccoli, the classic when I'm trying to eat better. Yesterday, I caved for the first time in like a little bit, like I don't know, how long has it been? Maybe a week, maybe a little over a week, somewhere in that ballpark. I had pizza for the first time in a while. And you know what? It's like I actually wanted to acknowledge my habits, right? I was like, okay, when I get a medium, I pretty much always just eat the whole medium because I'm hungry. So I'll just get a small, and that way, like, even if I eat the whole thing, it's a more acceptable, like, singular portion size. You know, like eating a whole small pizza, that's still like probably more calories than you should be getting, especially since a lot of it's pretty empty calories. But like, you know, it's better than the medium would be, right? If I'm gonna eat it anyway. But I went to go and buy the pizza, and I'm like getting into the checkout for it, and I kid you not, it costs an extra $1 to buy a small instead of a medium. Because if you do a 1-topping pizza, they have a deal on the 1-topping medium. So it actually would have cost me $1 extra to go for a small. So of course I was like, all right, well, I mean, if that's the case, I'm gonna just buy the medium. Like, you know, I don't want to spend extra for less food. And then not even like relatively, just straight up spend more overall money than I would have. So I did get the medium and I ate the whole medium. I was like, I'm not going to do it. Not today. And then I was really hungry. And then I was hungry and I was like, well, okay. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Sometimes, you know, your finger slips and you just eat a whole pizza. What are you going to do? But on the whole, I have been eating a little bit better, which is always nice. I have to be because I'm going to offset it later this week. I was planning on making some cookies. Because just as a thing, because I said that I was going to give the people who won the Ballot Show contest some cookies. Just a joke, obviously. But, you know, it's also an excuse because I'm probably going to an anime con this weekend. And, you know, that means that I got to bring snacks for the homies. I don't even know that I have, like, one person that I know I'm meeting up with for one of the days. And then after that, I have no idea. I have no idea. But if I have cookies on the standby, that's a pretty good way to make some new friends, you know? Like, I'll just be hanging out and be like, you want a cookie? And then I'll just give them a cookie. And they're like, damn, that's a good cookie, right? Could be a good way to make some new ties, potentially. Now, that would hinge on me actually talking to people that I don't know at the convention. And that's a whole different beast. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Because I tend to just kind of enjoy, like, soaking in the atmosphere, a lot of it, you know, like going around and looking at all the art and all the people cosplaying and hanging out, checking out the panels of people just talking about stuff they like. Like, I love the like energy at an anime con, but I'm also shy. And I don't mind just kind of like walking around and like enjoying stuff on my own speed. I like meeting new people too, but I feel like usually if it doesn't happen organically, it's not the most common for me anyway. Thank you. I'm sure it will be fun. I haven't been... this is the first time I think I'm planning on buying a weekend pass in a while. I went on like just the one day last year, but this year I'm thinking I'm gonna go all 3. I'm gonna go technically 4 days because I'm gonna have to go to pre-registration. Which, you know, is funny. The con is far away from me. Like, it's well over an hour from where I live, but I would rather do that commute. You know, that's like one way. So like it's well over 2 hours of commuting both ways, right? I would rather do that on like the Thursday and spend like, I don't know, a few hours getting there, doing it and getting back. Because if I don't, on God, I'll probably spend the exact same amount of time in line on Friday. If you try and like not pre-register and just take the lines on the first day of the con, oh my God, dude, death sentence. You're standing in line forever. I will say the one thing that's nice if you ever go to a con and you only go on the last day, you only go, in this case, on the Sunday, is that there is like 0 lines to check in. Like, you don't have to do pre-registration at all because you can literally go there and get your pass sometimes with 0 line. Like, I remember not last year, but like several years ago, my cousin went with me on the Sunday specifically. Like, he just came out for the last day. And there was literally 0 registration line. Like, we walked up there and you actually just walked through. It took like 30 seconds. And at the same time that year, I'm pretty sure it took like 4 hours of standing in line if you went on Friday. Like, they were so backlogged and like understaffed for it that some people actually stood in line for like 4 hours. Which is just, that's just torture, bro. That's actually just torture, having to stand in line for like 4 hours. That's insane. I could not. I would much rather overall spend more time on transit but less time in line than only go once and spend a huge amount of time in line. It's kind of like the same thing as like, would you rather drive for like 45 minutes where you're just like cruising, or like 15 minutes in like heavy traffic? You know, it's like, it's one of those things where like just being like stopped there and you're just kind of like awkwardly, you know, kind of, you feel kind of stuck. You're not moving the way that you want to be. It just feels stressful, you know, it's more stressful. Oh, got him. Or did I? Come here, Tony. Get back here. Oh. Go. I have more mushrooms than you, please. Yes. I cannot believe that I beat that guy. That was like photo finish, dude. Oh my god. Get boomed, Tony. All right, I'm gonna get a different worldwide here. Let me try and get some higher rated people, and maybe a lobby that's actually full. What are we at? We're at 9850, so we're up like 100 right now. We're making smooth progress towards the 10,000. It's looking doable today, because it's only like 150 to go. Gotta do this, and then I can go back to working on my Balatro gold stake stuff. I did make pretty good progress earlier. I'm trying to remember how far along I got on the yellow deck, because I got gold stake on the blue deck now. I have 2 decks gold staked because it's just too easy for the goat. Let me take a look. I also have like all but 1 joker now. It's just 1 legendary guy that I don't have. Yeah, my yellow is at blue stake. I did the first 4 earlier today. So I'm almost there. I'm most of the way there. Got almost all the unlocks. I think I have to do that. I have to get 1 of the legendary jokers I haven't found yet, and I have to reduce my hand size down to 5 for a singular voucher. And after that, I think I have all the unlocks in the game, which is pretty cool. I feel like that's pretty neat. Also, is my game just hung? Like, hello? Oh, there. That was weird. It spent like so long on that screen. But yeah, the Balatro addiction is real. Felt kind of bad that I didn't stream on the weekend, because to be honest, I was being extremely antisocial and just like sitting around playing Balatro like a lot. I pretty much, like, the entirety of Saturday, I spent more or less, I was watching Rita's charity stream while playing Balatro on my other monitor. Like the whole time. And it was honestly a pretty chill day. Like it was a good day. Cause I always enjoy when Rita does events like that. You know, she gets like other VTubers from the space to come in and just talk about like mental health topics and stuff. I think that's really dope. I think it's a very chill experience. I liked it a lot. It was fun. It was insightful above all else, you know. I will say it was kind of funny. They had a panel about like mental health in the content creation sphere that of course I was watching. And there were like a lot of times for the questions where it would be like, you know, what kind of like advice or like tips do you have for dealing with like X and Y like mental issue? And they're like, honestly, bro, I don't know. If there is one, I don't know it. And I'll be like, in some ways it's like that's funny because there's, you know, they're supposed to be like the panelists talking about it, but in other ways it's kind of nice to know, you know, like the people who are doing well don't necessarily have anything more figured out than you and I, you know what I mean? Like they're just going along one day at a time like everybody else. And there's something kind of grounding and wholesome in that. Because a lot of the time, I think with like VTubing especially, VTubing has to be one of the like most like easy online spaces to develop imposter syndrome, because you look around and, you know, if you look at the kind of things that like the VTubing sphere tends to bump, other than, you know, just drama like in every other platform, because, you know, I try my best to filter that stuff off, right? If you look at what everybody's doing, it's like everybody's got new music projects here, new stream projects here. It's this person's anniversary. This person's having their birthday. This person's got their collabs going on. Here's a clip that's got like a bunch of views. And it's like, you know, it feels like everybody is doing everything all at the same time. And some people in the sphere truly do just be overworking themselves like to an insane degree. Like they just have like a crazy degree of like being a workaholic. But in a lot of ways, like even those people, they still always get that way because they think they're not working enough. And it's like that kind of mentality of like everybody's doing something big all the time, and you gotta also be doing something big to like keep like matching pace with everybody, is what makes it so easy to be so hard on yourself, I think. And it's the same way as, you know, I can't relate to this a ton because I don't use a lot of like social media, and I don't have a really large, like outside of like my content creation stuff, and I don't have a large like IRL friend group. I have some close friends, but not like a significant part, you know, where I would be like going on Instagram and like seeing like a bunch, like dozens of my friends or something, right? You know, looking at stuff like that, and, you know, you see people going out, you see people going on vacations, you know, you might see people posting about like their relationships or whatever, right? Just like life stuff, and you sit there and you see all of these people posting their like best days, and you start thinking like, man, you know, am I like doing nothing with my life? Like, you know, it's the exact same thing with content creation, to where you see all of these people, you know, more or less, they're like posting their highlights of like stuff that they've been working towards for like ages, and you see all of them individually, and there's just like such a larger number of people that you're engaging with compared to how it actually is in real life, that, you know, you just sort of like process it to a much higher degree than is like normally reasonable, I guess. It's an interesting phenomenon, I think. I think it's kind of different when it happens in person too, like, you know, because, you know, when you're like talking to people about it, it's easier to like be more sort of like in the other person's shoes, you know, you're like listening to them talk about their story or whatever, or like, you know, their trip, and you're just kind of like having a two-way conversation, right? You're not processing it as like a comparison to yourself. But if you're not careful, if you're just like sitting there alone looking at all these people like posting their highlights, it's much easier to get in your own head about it and be like, oh, you know, like all of these people are doing everything. Now I'm just sitting here playing Balatro for the 10th day in a row. Maybe projecting a little bit with that one. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit with that specific example, but, you know, you get the sentiment. No, at the end of the day, I don't think that I deal with it too bad. It could be a lot worse for me. I think it's important to, you know, like you said, right? Everybody's happiness looks different. You just got to sort of focus on what you can do for yourself. Oh, come on. Yeah, second place. Let's go. I always think to do that just because I'm Shiny, bro. Whenever I'm like hanging out with Shiny, and there's like something hype, he's always like, rrr, rrr, rrr. I was hanging out with Shiny yesterday, actually. I was supposed to stream yesterday evening, and I ended up deciding not to because I was tired, and also Shiny was like, can I get some Balatro coaching? I'm like, yes, sir. Let me hop in here, and then we did it. And then I went off, and I played, like, the best game of my life, dude. I got, like, 100... Like, what even was it, dude? I hit the billions. I know I hit the billions. What was my biggest hand? 8 billion score. Oh my god. 8 billion. That was crazy. I was going for I was trying to unlock the thing where you have to play a hand worth 100 million, which is a lot, but you know, I cleared it comfortably, and it was sick. It was awesome. I was sitting there like, oh my god, dude, is my like score gonna go into the E's? It never went to the E. I never earned the E. Not yet. But it was still dope. It was a really cool run. But at the end of the day, I definitely have been having more fun playing Balatro, trying to go for like getting the gold stakes on the different decks instead of like trying to get the highest score ever or like break the game or whatnot. Because it feels like the requirements of breaking the game like that is so luck dependent. Like, you have to get so many of the right things. I mean, the game is luck dependent to begin with, but at least I think a lot of what makes a game like Balatro fun is it's kind of like once you get like a certain baseline requirement of like good enough luck, you kind of look at what you got and you can like cater your strategy towards like, let me see what kind of stuff I can find in the store, you know, like what kind of regular cards will now be like more valuable because I have this thing in my build, right? You have like the flexibility to come up with a creative strategy. Whereas when you're going for like breaking the game, there's like one strategy that you could play on like 2 decks, more or less. Or like there's like a couple, you know what I mean? There's almost nothing you can do other than go, you know, just know exactly what the build you have to set up is and then hope that you pull it. Like maybe I'll try it on like a seed one day, but probably not ever going for stuff like that just on like a random seed. I feel like that's in the same caliber as like picking a game to speedrun like Minecraft, where you like have to get a good seed or else your time is just capped. I mean, to be fair, I don't think it would be as bad because that only matters if you get like really good. But you know, yeah, card games are usually like that. But I kind of like games like that, you know. I think that games where probability management is a very like relevant skill are really fun because it's like, I like strategy games that are, you know, very purely mechanical. Like, I don't know, chess, for example, is cool. But at the same time, something like chess can get kind of stale, and it's also really hard to play chess when you're not like so new at it that you don't really know what's going on, you don't really care how you do, but you also aren't like really good. Oh my god, the back spammer. Ain't no way. How dare you? How could you do this to me, Cat Peach? What is wrong with you? Henry DHR, you're my only Canadian brother in the lobby. How could you do me so wrong? How could you? I lost 2 spots for that. It's okay. It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you just feel the urge to throw the item backwards just to flex that you came in first. I get it. What was I even saying, dude? Yeah, probability management games, it just keeps it fresh, you know what I mean? It forces you to like play the game a little bit differently every time. It's like your brain has to be like active in the sense that you're extrapolating, you know, theoretically what is like my best setup to, you know, okay, well, I've got this and that, like how can I try and maximize my odds to get something winnable here? I think that kind of stuff is really fun because it's a lot like real life in that way. Like you can put yourself in situations where you have the opportunity for something really cool to happen, something goated, but you have to like set up. Once you have some sort of opportunity, you have to like kind of shape everything else you're doing to maximize the like return of the, like what you're doing with that opportunity. You know what I mean? Once you get into that kind of position, like what do you make out of an opportunity? How do you like restructure everything else to like maximize the value of what you've, you know, been granted as a chance to do things a certain way? And I think that I appreciate that both in like an extension of, you know, living your day-to-day life and also just like in a game, like practicing, you know what I mean? It's just cool. It's just a cool way to think about stuff. Maybe that's like content creator brain in action right there. But it's true though. Like, opportunity is only worth however ready you are to do something with it. And I think that games that kind of emphasize that and force you to think a little bit forward about like, okay, if this thing can happen for me, then I could, you know, really surpass my expectations. And then, you know, every once in a while you get your chance to like actually do that in the game. Stuff like that is really fun. Creates those like really memorable gaming moments, I feel like. You know, stuff where it's like purely mechanical and you can kind of just slam your head into the wall like over and over until you get it. That can be satisfying and like, you know, a show of like resilience and grit, which is also a very relevant like real skill. But I definitely like the gamba. I like the gamba of like, okay, you know, if this and this happen, you know, some combination of these things, now that I have this opportunity, then some crazy shit is about to happen. And you just go for it. Also, if we're going for it, I'm going for first. I just hit my Canadian brother with a bullet, and you know what? He deserved it because he wronged me last game. That's karma. Go! Go, Rosalito! Speed run! Oh no, I got a coin. No red shells, come on! Yeah, baby! First place on Big Blue. Boom. Where does that put me at now? Gotta be pretty... Okay, we're over 9,900. We're under 100 points from 10,000. I'm almost in the 5-digit club. Almost. I'm so close. Just a few more good races and I can do it. We're getting 10K today, I believe. I believe. This is what I've been grinding for a while. Man, I hope that... I hope that... Or I guess one thing I'm curious about, actually, is on Mario Kart World, do you guys think that doing, like, regular world lives like this is going to be more popular? Or do you think that the knockout mode is going to be more popular? Because they have, like, the knockout mode that they showcased where it's, you know, like, you got to place in... You know, maybe if there's 24 people, like, the top 16 and then 8 get booted. And then, like, I don't know, the top 12, and then it's like the pool keeps shrinking down every race, right? And you have to keep winning high enough to get to the end and then win the last race or whatever, right? The kind of... I think that the game that I think of that popularized knockout format is like Fall Guys, sort of, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like Battle Royales where you have to, like, work your way down have been around for ages, but having, like a more knockout system where it's, like, you don't have to actually, like, beat everybody every game. You just have to keep doing good enough to stay alive and then win the last one, right? I feel like that kind of knockout style got more popularized around that sort of era. It would be interesting to see whether people tend to gravitate more towards that or just like the regular Mario Kart racing sort of format. Because I think Knockout has the potential to be pretty fun. I don't know, like, how much I would be grinding Mario Kart World, but probably a decent bit. I almost always tend to like getting decently good at Mario Karts. And it looks fun. Like, one thing that seems really interesting to me that I was looking at from it is that you can trick in a straight line. You can like do a drift while driving straight. Like, you're not even actually drifting, but you can charge up the little boost like you're drifting while driving a straight line. And it can like do a little hop for you as well, so you can use it to like take different lines and stuff. It seems like the first time since Mario Kart Wii where the driving will actually take more of like a freestyle type of experience, I guess. And that intrigues me. That definitely does seem exciting. You're lucky, Henry, that guy broke my other red shell. Oh, he tried to slow down. Oh, no! What? That was totally lag, bro. Nah, he like kept driving at full speed after the red shell. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I thought that was my win for sure. Dang you, JH. I'll still take second, though. Second, pretty good. I'll take that. What if we get like new net code in the Switch 2? Can you imagine an era where Nintendo Switch Online isn't dog? Wouldn't that be crazy? What if you could filter your queue to only include people who are also using wired connection? Can you imagine how much of a game changer that would be if you could play Switch games and filter your queue by if your opponents were on Wi-Fi or not? I feel like that wouldn't matter as much for Mario Kart as something like Smash Bros or something. But oh my god, if they did that, imagine how miserable the Wi-Fi games would be. Because everybody would be on Wi-Fi, like guaranteed. Oh, that would be dreadful, actually. You get stuck with no wired connection. You just know that your opponent's going to be lagging all over the place. That kind of reminds me of, there's like a Caleb City video that I remember that's really funny. Where it's like when your opponent's lagging in a fighting game and he just like kind of teleports around for a bit. And then in like the span of 1 second, he unclocks like 10 moves in a row and just kills you from full to dead. Before you can even do anything. And then the guy hops on the game chat and starts trash talking. Caleb City is so funny, dude. Some of his skits are so good. I haven't like tried fighting games much in a long time. I used to play Smash Bros a decent bit just because I had like a lot of friends who were into Smash, so I would hop on with them sometimes. But I haven't talked to a lot of that group in a while. And admittedly, I do feel like fighting games aren't necessarily as much my forte. Like, I had a bit where my EU friend group, they were like super into Tekken. Like all of them were grinding Tekken out of nowhere. And I like thought about getting it, but to be honest, I don't know. I just don't think that my brain is like geared towards fighting games that much. Like having to play that reactionary in a mechanical context is like not really my style. I feel like in general, I'm not like the best at mechanics games, but I'm pretty good at like quite a few, you know. I'm really good at like Jump King and like rhythm games. Rocket League I'm pretty good at. Like there's a fair few games that are mostly mechanical that I've got quite good at. But a lot of the time, I like a game where I can mostly lab out like all of the mechanical aspects of it, like independently, you know, like you're kind of practicing the scenarios by yourself. Is that gonna hit me? No, okay. And so it's like a whole different ballpark when you're playing like a fighting game, for example, right? Because even if you practice your own combos or something, like the way that you would have to execute them will be different for every single mashup. Like the way you play against any given character will be, you know, different, and you have to be able to apply it differently. It's just a lot. It requires a lot of experience in a way that's kind of tricky. Oh, I actually hit them. Oh, got him. I always win the Wii tracks, man. I got the plot armor. Yeah, back when I played Smash, I mained Sonic because I could play almost the same against every single character. And it was nice and easy for me. Plus, also, I just think that his kit was fun. You know, like you get to play like very fast. A lot of his moves like naturally combo into each other, so I don't have to like practice some like complicated sequences and stuff. And it just looked cool. For what it's worth, I've always thought Sonic is cool, even if I don't think I've ever finished a Sonic game in my life. I've played a few, I've never finished any of them. But I've always thought that Sonic was cool. I guess if you could count Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I've played those. I definitely finished those when I was younger. I loved those games. I wonder if they're ever going to bring that back. Because I remember we were talking a while back about how they canceled Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games in exchange to do some like shitty crypto like mobile game partnered with the Olympics instead, which was just like such a blunder, bro. Like, why would they ever not continue doing Mario Sonic at the Olympic Games? Those games have banged for decades. But I have to imagine the crypto thing flopped. So like, maybe if they're lucky enough that Nintendo and Sega would be gracious enough to offer them the partnership again, they should take it. They should go back like full Dogeza, like begging, forehead on the ground, on your knees. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I was stupid. Please. Give us the IP back. Did you have a crush on Sonic when you were little? That's valid, I feel like. Sonic's, he's designed to be like a cool guy. You know what I mean? I think that that's valid. Sometimes I wish that I knew what it was like to crush on like fictional characters, because I never really have had the experience. Like, there are characters that I like, I guess, but I've never, I guess it's just that I don't naturally feel like romantic stuff very easily. So I've never experienced like, you know, crushing on like game characters or anime characters or having like a celebrity crush or any of this stuff. I feel like almost everybody does. I just have people that I look up to. I just have people that I think are cool, bro. That's like all I got. No, you do not? Yes, I do. No, I mean, in a lot of ways it is chill just admiring a lot of people though. Maybe that's just what a crush looks like for me. Maybe I just need to like not be such a stickler about what defines having a crush. Nah, but I mean, that's not really the same thing though, because there are lots of people that I would admire that I wouldn't think like, oh yeah, I would want to like date that person per se. I do think it is admittedly different, but I do also understand like just really liking a character. Uh-oh. Bonk. Good items. Triple reds. Oh, I dare somebody to pass me, bro. On my life, I dare somebody to try and drive past me right now. Oh my god. I can't believe I did not fall right there. That was so fraudulent. Did you guys see that? That was the crustiest line man has ever seen. I cannot believe that I did not fall there. You know, they have like the mechanic on Mario Kart World where you can like grind on the railings. I was given like a little sneak peek, bro. I got like a little heads up. New trial run at the new mechanics. That was actually, I was like 4 tires off of the road, bro. I don't know how I was still on there. My car was definitely floating at some point in that drift. Nah, that was skill. I was just taking the most optimal line. You know, I took the tightest line for extra time save, so I would secure my second place finish. Obviously. As a skilled Mario Kart gamer. Okay, Lionel. I guess that's true, right? Crushing doesn't necessarily have to be in like a romantic sense. It actually probably is more in like a physical attraction. So that's like such an interesting thing to me. Okay, allow me to pick the brains of the people, because I'm just curious. What's it like to like look at somebody and actually just feel like, is physical attraction like what? I don't know if I don't really feel it or not. Like, there are times where I look at people and there are things that I find like aesthetically pleasing. Like, I like their style, or like hair is a big one for me. I like people who have nice hair. Or like nice skin. But like, you know, I don't necessarily feel like there's like a follow-up or like a chain of logic that goes past that. It's kind of like I just look at somebody and I'm like, wow, that person looks like cool, or that person looks pretty, or that person looks cute, or whatever. And that's just kind of it. Like, there's no follow-up. There's nothing deeper than that. I just appreciate the aesthetic, and that's kind of it. And I think, like you said, it's different for everyone, right? I think there was like a long while where I felt very like in touch with the idea of labeling myself as ace. And to a degree, I still do think that I am ace. But like, I also kind of don't care for the label as much anymore. Because it's not actually like I'm opposed to like relationships and stuff like that by any means. I just think that I experience attraction either like how you define it, either less than other like regular people significantly, or just differently than other people in a significant capacity, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's still always one of those things where you're curious like what it's like for the other side, you know? The grass is always greener on the other side. You're always curious. More so an emotional feeling, like I'll just see someone, I personally just freeze. It's kind of cool, actually, to have like that strong of like an emotional reaction. I guess I can like, maybe I can relate more than I think, because I don't necessarily like freeze, but I definitely think that, well, actually, no, I lied. I was gonna say that like if I see somebody and I think that they're like really cute or really pretty or something, I'll like be more hesitant to approach them. Like I feel shy, but at the same time, that's actually just me anyway. Like if I'm in a group setting and it's comfortable for me to approach someone, then it doesn't really matter how they look. And if I'm on my own and I'm like trying to cold approach someone, it once again does not matter how they look. I'm still gonna be nervous. I think I'm just shy, bro. I think I'm just bad at approaching people by myself. I just ruined somebody's day with that bomb. I know it. Oh! Yippee! 10,000 rating. Let's go! Sheesh! I'm back. I'm cool again. I'm back in the 5-digit score club. Let's go. Oh. I was so excited. I just picked Sherbet Land by accident. I just clicked the button without even trying. Nice. That feels good. It's nice to see big number get bigger again. How feeble the human mind can be. Watch big number go up, me happy. The classic, the classic. Works every time. Every scenario. Bigger number, better person. It's just such a universal rule. Now we gotta go for 20,000 today. No, definitely not. But I'll probably play for like a little bit longer. Or a little more in me. I'm chilling. I haven't played Mario Kart in a while. You know, it's something I've thought of. I doubt that I would be that likely to do it, because I don't really like buying alcohol. It costs too much money. Kind of inconvenient. But I do kind of wonder how inhibited my ability to play a driving game would be if I was drinking. Because, like, I guess you don't normally see it with, like, Mario Kart as much. People do it, but it's more so... You guys ever seen the streams where it'll be, like, people playing, like, Euro Truck Simulator or, like, American Truck Simulator? And they're doing, like, a drinking stream while playing it. And they just are all over the place. They just hit everything. I feel like for me, something like that, I wouldn't actually even need to get drunk. Because I don't know how to drive, bro. I actually own Euro Truck Simulator. I've never played it, but I got it on sale one time for like $2. And it's kind of funny. I don't know why I picked Euro Truck. Because American Truck Simulator was on the exact same sale And for the most part, the road laws in the US and Canada are the same, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're almost entirely the same. Whereas like in the EU, like a lot of like different stuff depending where you are. But I have it anyway. I'm pretty sure that whenever I one day bust out the truck simulator stream, I'ma probably get into at least 5 accidents. Do you guys think I would be a good driver? Do you guys think that I could stay on the road with a giant truck with 0 driving experience? I mean, I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. That's gotta count for something, right? Surely. Right? No, like, I'm sure it converts accurately. To any of my homies with a driver's license, it's just like Mario Kart, right, guys? You're just driving down the road, you get hit with some fire, slip on a banana peel type shit, get hit by lightning, you know. Metal tends to attract it like that. It's scientific. No! 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 I'm gonna lose my 10,000. No! I'm actually gonna lose my 10,000. Watch. Oh no! I suck again. Man, I fell out. Now I gotta win another race to get it back. I need to reclaim my 10,000, dude. I lost it in 1 race. According to Schlatt, only 3 out of 10 car accidents are caused by drunk drivers, meaning statistically 7 out of 10 are from sober drivers. I mean, yeah, right? Now, when you look at the accidents per capita of people driving drunk versus sober, probably tells a different story. But that's the cool part about statistics, is you can omit information so that it sounds in a way that it's not, and you can gaslight people, and that's cool for spreading misinformation. Don't actually drink and drive though. It's only funny when I do it. Nah, in game it's funny when you do it in game, but not in real life, because then people get hurt and you get hurt, and that's no good. But also, like, I think that I would definitely be part of the 7 out of 10 having a completely sober accident. There's a reason that I've never... There goes this weekend's plans. Yup, sorry. Sorry, you'll have to pick one or the other. You could drink water and drive. I would recommend that one. You can get a little water check. I would drink water right now, but I'm in the middle of this, and I can't. I need both hands on the wheel. But what was I gonna say, dude? I'm gonna say there's a reason that I never tried to get my driver's license, dude. 'Cause I feel like my ADHD is just too strong. Like, I just know that I would like snap out of my focus for a bit and like miss something. And I, aside from like myself, I don't want to hurt somebody else, you know. I don't want to like forget to check my side one time and like somebody starts crossing. That's just such like a mortifying thought. Or, you know, like, because I also just feel like even if nothing bad actually happened, even if I was actually able to drive just fine, I think I would be like so much more stressed out by the necessity to like check everything constantly, because I'm the type of person where like I could literally like put something away and then 3 seconds later I will have to walk back and reopen the thing just to make sure that I actually put it away, because I can't remember if I did it or not in 3 seconds. Like, things slip my mind so easily. I feel like the stress of just remembering everything I would have to do. Like, I'm sure that you practice it to a point where it becomes like automatic is the point, right? Like, you don't even really have to think to check everything. And I probably could reach a state like that. It's just like such a high stakes thing to do. And I don't know. I would so much rather just like take transit to where I can be like just chilling the whole time that I'm traveling, whereas, you know, with driving it's like an active, you have to be paying attention the whole time, right? That's just how I feel. 9999? Okay, dude. That's messed up. I need some water for that one. That's rude. That's rude. Oh my god, Moo Moo Meadows, my favorite. Bro, did you see that you can play as the Moo Moo Meadows cow in Mario Kart World? Might finally be time for me to stop maining Rosalina in one of these games. There may finally be competition for the GOAT. I mean, the Moo Moo Meadows cow? That's an icon right there. That's... I mean, first of all, just the most beautiful character in the entire Mario universe. Like, just objectively speaking, the best design. Not only that, I have, like, personal sentimental value with the cow. Because back when I was a kid, I would always play Mario Kart Wii with my dad, and every time it was Moo Moo Meadows, he would call it Cow Cow Corners, and I would get upset because that's not what it's called. And so, of course, he would do that just to mess with me over and over. So now whenever I see the cow, I always just laugh because I think of Cow Cow Corners and me getting like pissy as a child for no reason. Because it was a good like alternative name, you know? It keeps the alliteration, the like two pairing. The only thing that's wrong about it is there's like 0 corners in Moo Moo Meadows. Like there's actually no corners. It is just all like rounded roads. But you know what? Like the spirit was there. I like Cow Cow Corners. Good stage. Can't believe I was the only person that voted for Moo Moo Meadows, by the way. Criminal. Like, these guys have no taste. I'm playing with a bunch of absolute, scoundrels. A bunch of scallywags. These men are not men of class. I'm looking at you, Panda, and Merlin with the cross symbol, and Haruto. I can read your name. I see that. I know all of you guys didn't vote for Moo Moo Meadows. I'm gonna put them in the cow note. I'm gonna turn them all into Moo Moo Meadow cow. You know, I've never watched Death Note, but it would be really funny if you just took the concept for Death Note, but picked something way less dark as like the consequence of what happens when you write somebody's name in the book. Like, what if you had the piss note, and every time you write somebody's name in the book, it just makes them piss their pants? That would be so mean, though. No, that would actually be so mean. That's worse, bro. Honestly, just kill me instead. You gotta think of something, like, really goofy. What if you had, like, a book like that, and you could write somebody's name, and it would change their outfit to like a random assortment of clothes from their wardrobe. Like you're just in a business meeting suited up, and then it re-rolls and you got like a suit jacket over like some pajamas. Now that would be a kind of sick outfit though. Oh, I suck. Oh, no. I'm going to get minus again. +0. I'm still at 9999. That's worse than losing points, bro. Why am I stagnating on the line, bro? I'm 1 point away. Let me back in. Let me back in, please. Death by turning into a fish. That'd be trippy. You ever thought about the fact that some animals like fish have their eyes on the side of their head instead of the front? Like what if you changed and you had to get used to the fact that you would see out of your sides instead of your front? You'd have to turn your head to look forward. How do animals even live like that? What the hell, dude? That's like so confusing. They're kind of dumb ones. I guess so, probably, right? How do you even like not just bang into random stuff in front of you? I have to assume it's like a slanted view, like you're not looking like straight sideways. It's probably kind of like, you know how we have like peripheral vision to where you can see everything right in front of you, and then you can kind of see like what's happening on the sides. They probably have like a form of peripheral vision where you can see like sort of angular in front of you a bit, and then like out of the sides clearly. I would imagine, right? So as long as there's like a far enough lead up, there wouldn't be too much in the way of blind spots for stuff in front of you. But still, that's so trippy to think about. Oh my god, seeing out of the side of your head, that'd be so awkward. Wasps have photographic memory? God, just another reason for them to be the worst insect of all time. Did I ever tell you guys about the time when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9? And we had a wasp nest in our air conditioner. I don't know if I've ever... I think I have, actually. I'm pretty sure I did tell that story on stream before. There was one time when I was a kid where we were living on the top floor of my building, and we had the air conditioner on because it's summertime. And somehow some wasps got into the air conditioner and chose to build a nest in there. So we would just have like random wasps popping out of the air conditioner into our living room. And I was terrified, so I just hid in my room until my dad dealt with it. I was literally just cowering in my room, like waiting for my dad to like get rid of the nest because I was just so scared. I don't know how much you guys can relate to this, but as a kid, I was really bad about this, and I still actually am pretty bad about it, I would say. I like super hate and am really scared of bugs that fly. I'm totally fine with like spiders, they're chill, you know, I can deal with them just fine. Most common bugs for people to be scared of, I actually find are like pretty okay. I get more irked by like a fly that's like buzzing past me and like spooks me. Or like walking past a bee than I do like seeing a spider near me, usually. If the spider is like on me, that would freak me out. But barring that exact, like unless they're like actually touching me, I don't really care. Something about just like flying insects, bro, I don't know. Just the fact that they're so much harder to deal with. Like a spider is easy to squish. That's why it's not usually that scary. Maybe if I was in like Australia or some shit, I'm sure I would be terrified of the spiders there. But out here, like spiders are chill, bro. They don't do anything. Also, I just realized why I haven't been winning. It's because I forgot to tell the people that I'm using tilt controls, even though I'm not. I forgot to lie. I forgot to say that I'm using tilt controls. Do 3 for good measure. 3rd time's a charm. Boom. Is anybody else using tilt controls in this worldwide? Come on, guys. Who's tilt controlling out here? Who up tilting they controls? Nobody else is gonna say they're playing with tilt controls? That's crazy. That's crazy. No problem, Lionel. Take care. I gotta get this one win back for my 10,000. I just need one, not even like a full-blown win. I just need one good race. One good race, and we're all the way back in. It's 11 people, so it should be easier to even do it with like a middling performance. I got this. We're playing on... Oh, this is one of the tour ones. What is this one? Like Bangkok Rush or something? I'm honestly like not... I'm not a fan of the Mario Kart Tour tracks. I don't like having the lap be different every single time. I think that it, from like a variety perspective, for like a spin-off game, it made a lot of sense to like set it up to have a game where all the tracks played differently, so it's not like the same generic formula as every other Mario Kart. Like, there's some pull to it despite it being a spin-off. But for like a mainliner, I think that some tracks that do that gimmick are cool, like Mount Wario, for example, is like a neat one, where they'll have like one big track, and you know, they'll like sanction it into 3 laps, but really it's just one ginormous lap, right? I think what I don't like about the tour tracks is that it's like the same track the whole way through, but you have to drive it differently. So it's like you feel like you should know where you're going, when in reality, it's kind of not the case. You have to be like paying attention to the arrows pointing you where to go and stuff. I think that's my biggest gripe with it. Is that it's so much easier to like not be paying attention and try to go the same way that you did in one of the previous laps and then just get cooked. Oh, and the blue shell, that's a little bit rude. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare throw that back. Oh my god, they are. The red. Come on, I was having such a chill race until now. And then the blue shell, like what am I gonna do about that? Oh, please. Okay, it's still third. Surely. Right? Yeah, plus 20. Okay, there we go. There we go. Back in the cool club. Back above 10,000. That's what we like to see. With a little cushion as well, so that I'm chilling. I could even afford to like do a like bomb in a race, and even if I bombed in one of the races, I'd still be good. That's good. Clean. I hit my goal 10,000 twice. I think I'm probably gonna just do a shorter one for today. I'll be back. Ooh, probably not tomorrow, actually, because I'm going out with my mom tomorrow. And then I wanted to watch Ina's concert when I came home. But I'll be back on Wednesday for sure. I don't know if I'll just default into, like, doing Balatro, or... Maybe I'll either do the baking stream on Wednesday or Thursday. I think there's a decent chance I'll choose to do it on Thursday instead. Just so things are a bit fresher. But I gotta see what the... like pre-registration times are and if it works with my streaming or not, so we'll see. But anyway, I'll be around the Discord, of course. I'll keep people posted there. My like overlays and stuff are almost ready, so schedules will be soon, which is dope. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed just a short little fun stream today. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye bye.